Hello students, this is our introduction to the Articles of Confederation. On page 32 of your notebooks, we made a web on effective government. We asked the question, what does an effective government need to be able to do? We asked this so that later we could compare our first government, the Articles of Confederation, to our web, and later on our second government, the capital C Constitution, to our web. On page 32 of your spiral notebooks, we made a web on what makes a government effective. We added things such as Jefferson believed that an effective government was one that protected people's rights. Effective governments have the power to tax. They also have the power to deal with the economy and deal with foreign affairs, as well as protect their citizens. On page 32, we took the following notes. The Articles of Confederation were written by the Second Continental Congress as a way for the states to organize themselves to cooperate to beat Britain during the Revolutionary War. The Articles of Confederation is a constitution. Notice that this constitution is spelled with a lowercase c. A lowercase c constitution tells a government what it can and cannot do. It's like a rule book for the government. The Articles of Confederation was America's first constitution. This means that our government is limited by rules that it needs to follow. John Dickinson of Delaware wrote them, and it took several years for them to pass, mostly because some of the smaller states were worried about Western land claims of the larger states. When those Western land claims were given up to Congress, then the rest of the states finally approved them. When writing the Articles of Confederation, there are three goals that they are concerned with: preventing anarchy, as all governments are; avoiding the abuse of power, tyranny. They're very afraid of having anything that would resemble a king. They also want a government that could protect their newly won independence and rights. When they wrote them, they were very worried that they would create a strong national government that would be too bossy, much the way England's government appeared to them to be bossy. So they decided to give most of the important powers of government to the states. The national government only had a few things that it was allowed to do. States had the important powers such as taxing. This is called a confederation. A confederation is a loose union of independent states organized to take limited action. In this case, these independent states organized themselves to beat England during a war. So most of the powers they gave to this national government dealt with wartime powers. A confederation is where the parts, the states, have more power than the whole, the national government. Confederations tend to break apart over time.